Back to meteorologist Clay Smith here in the Storm Alert Center. He's been watching the radar and also looking at those temperatures that are rising. Clay.
Yeah, I mean, we have temperatures slowly trying to get into the 80s, but with the cloud cover, it's just been difficult. We're not going to see a ton of sunshine really for the first part of your week. Later this week, we'll have a little bit of a better shot. But again, the cloud cover keeping temperatures modest this afternoon in the upper 70s to lower 80s. It's very sticky out there. The humidity is going to be really high the next couple of days as we just have the atmosphere chock full of moisture. And as we continue through the afternoon, we'll have occasional showers here and there. Most of it's going to be light. You may run into a few downpours, but temperatures are going to hold steady in the low to mid 80s for much of the rest of the day. Here's a look over Walnut Avenue down in North Georgia, Toyota in Dalton. Look at the low hanging clouds. Looks like there's been a little bit of light shower activity in and around Dalton this afternoon. That'll likely continue as we do have a little bit of moisture coming up from the southeast. All of this is pretty light, but there are certainly going to be some sprinkles to light rain, maybe picking up in intensity a little bit later this afternoon and evening. But again, moisture really starting to settle in across the southeast. We have tropical moisture coming in from the Gulf and the Atlantic, and that's kind of converging over the southeast, which is going to make for some wet weather for many across not only the Tennessee Valley, but the Carolinas down to Florida and Georgia over the next couple of days. So let's track it all out. This is our in-house model. This is the latest. So a little bit different from what we had this morning, just some light showers here and there for the rest of the day. Not really going to be a big deal. A lot of cloud cover. That's going to be true again tomorrow. Most of the rain should be to our east as we wake up on Tuesday, but there could be some wet spots out there for your morning commute. And then as we continue through the afternoon, the rain chances really start to pick up after about 2 p.m. and will continue through the evening. Now tomorrow, we'll have a better chance of these slow moving storms, some of which could put down some really heavy rainfall. And that's where we're going to have that localized flooding concern that will show back up as we get into your Tuesday. So future rainfall totals. This is kind of some lower end amounts that have been coming out, because earlier we were looking at higher end amounts where we could be talking 2 to 3 inches, but this is probably a little more representative of what will happen, anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 of an inch on average. But if you get under one of those slow moving storms, you know, a quick 1, 2, 3 inches certainly will be possible. Rain chances going to stay pretty high for the first part of the week and then fall off as we get into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Here's what we're watching in the tropics, because I did mention it's getting a little active. Again, it peaks September, at least in the Atlantic basin, and we're watching a couple of waves coming off the coast of Africa. This one right here, about a 90% chance of developing into something tropical, and some of the global models even have this becoming a major hurricane in the warm, open waters of the Atlantic. We also have a couple other areas that aren't going to have any impacts to the U.S., but this is worth watching. Depending on the steering currents, this could eventually at least get close to the East Coast. Not saying it's going to hit the East Coast, but it's certainly something we need to keep a close eye on, and that would be Aaron. Aaron's next up. That would be the 5th named storm of the Atlantic hurricane season. So nothing to really worry about as of now. Just something to keep a close eye on, especially if you have friends and family on the East Coast. Afternoon showers continue. Temperatures in the mid 80s. It looks like we're going to have plenty of cloud cover sticking around tonight. Clouds, sprinkles, overnight lows in the 70s, and yeah, plenty of humidity to go along with all of that. And here's a look at your 7-day forecast. We got rain chances starting to peak tomorrow into Wednesday. Locally heavy rain, maybe some flooding possible in spots. And this weekend, we're drying out a little bit with temperatures bumping back into the 90s.